Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to a special event here. We're going to take a look at the new remix session here in GarageBand iOS. Yes, it is Lady Gaga. It's going to sound something like this. So we will be checking out what this is all about. What have Apple done to us? They've given us a track here to remix. Now, the first thing I'm going to say about this is you can't utilize this in your own songs because it is copyrighted content. And yes, we are living on the edge here a little bit and rolling the dice and seeing what's actually going to happen if I demonstrate this for demonstration purposes. So if you're watching this and we suddenly go away, you'll know why. And if this video gets blocked in the future, you will be the first people to have seen it here live. But if you're watching on live or on the replay, hello, and I hope you are doing well. So what is this all about? Well, GarageBand have just released a bunch of new packs. 10 of them, in fact. 8 of them are these artist and producer packs here. I've looked at those in other videos. They'll be linked down below. But we've also got these, the Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga remix sessions. Now, these are different to your regular packs. These aren't your run-of-the-mill packs. When we go to these, when we get them, instead of seeing what's in here and being able to use these in your own tracks, it's got this show button. So what we're going to do, we're going to tap on show. It's going to close our current project and it's going to reveal. It's going to reveal these. So here they are. We've got Lady Gaga, Free Woman, and we've got Dua Lipa, Break My Heart. Now, so that I don't change this one around, I've actually already created a second version, but just to show you how we did that, I'm just going to delete this one. And before you change anything on any project, if you're using it as a template, you should create a duplicate. So tap and hold, hit duplicate, and then it'll load up this second one. If we tap to open this one, here is our project. It'll give you this warning. This song is provided to GarageBand users in live loops format for personal and non-commercial purposes only and may not be used or distributed outside of the GarageBand app without the explicit written consent of the copyright owners. So that is what you want to do. Now, I will be demonstrating this and we'll see, because I'm hoping this is fair use to actually show you how we can use this pack. We're about to find out, you and I. So we'll jump in here and have a play around with this. We won't spend a long time with it because, again, I don't want to build out a whole track and I don't want to play a bunch of this, but we are going to play a little bit of it and see how things go. And yeah, just please cross your fingers and your toes here for Pete here on this one. So like all of our live loops grids, we have a couple of things that we can do here. We can play an entire section by tapping on one of these down the bottom here. So the intro, for instance, if we hit this one and we turn it up. We'll stop that one. So we can play that and then we can actually build out a track. Stop that. We can build out a track and play it in order so we can actually record in our own performance. So you can see at the bottom here that they've set these up with intro, verse 1, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus, drop, verse 3, verse 4, pre-chorus, chorus, drop, chorus, and outro. So if you wanted to hear this whole song in order, what would you do? Well, you'd hit intro, and then you'd hit verse, and then you'd hit verse 2, and then you'd hit pre-chorus. We'll do a little bit of a test here to show you how this would work. So let's just say that we were recording this in and we were going from the verse to the pre-chorus. This is kind of how it will sound. We'll hit verse 2. Actually, we'll go pre-chorus to chorus. That'll be more fun. So this is the pre-chorus into the chorus. So if you wanted to just record the whole song for your own personal private use, you'd hit the record button here and we'd hit pre-chorus.
I say that I want it, be free. Don't fight it, but...
And when it gets to the end of this one, we will hit this button. Now that you've got to be careful with your timing here, that when it just gets to the end of this one is where we want to hit the chorus, right about here. So yeah, so you can do that and it will record that in, it will record in your performance right here into GarageBand. If we then, we'll just let it finish recording the chorus there and then we'll stop it again and then we'll play it and take a look. So it'll get to there, boom. We'll stop that and then, whoop, let's keep going there. We'll go back to our track view. So here's how live loops work. If you've never used them before, you can see there that we've got our first 8 bars that go to there and then it goes into there. We've then got complete control over these. So we can actually select them. They're all selected there. We can select each one there and we can change it around. which can create some cool things here if you remix, if you do your live loops and then you come in here to play around with it. Because let's just say that we'll do it for just the last bar, in fact. So we'll go this last bar, this bar 8. If we wanted to remove all the vocals and just have maybe the bass there with it. So the bass with the vocal there, check out what this does when we can transition between these two now.
But if I'm gonna go for it, I'll remember that I'm not nothing.
So you can actually mix things up and change it around. So you don't have to just use the live loops. You can then come out here to track view and then play around with it here as well. So I think that's pretty darn cool. Now we'll get rid of this last little section here because we don't want that because we went a little bit over the time that we wanted there. So we can play with this and move it around there. Now we can adjust here at the moment. If we come in here and we go to our, where's our bars? I'm in the wrong section. Oh, that's right. We're in live loops mode, so it's slightly different. We'll go to our bars here. At the moment, it's 17 bars in automatic. We'll just we'll give ourselves some extra. Let's go 94 bars just because. So now we can play around with. So now we can actually go back to your live loops grid here. And what you could actually do, you could incorporate your own track recordings as well as live loop recordings if you wanted to here. But if we come back here, the other cool thing we can do with live loops is actually mix and match. So you can actually tap on different ones. So if we wanted, say, the what's a good thing to do? We'll go with like the chorus vocals with some drums from the verse and some bass from the pre-chorus. Let's just tap a bunch of these in, and if we do this, if we hit record and tap them in, we can just give ourselves something a bit different. Let's try it. And that way we can just mix and match all the different things here. Again, it puts them out to here. It creates these as loops. You've then got complete control over everything that you need to do. Jalen Lay says, by the way, the Lady Gaga and Dua Lipa remix sessions and the artist sound packs all come with tutorials on how to use them. You can access them by clicking the animated thumbnails in the App Store. Yeah, that was something that I'd probably missed in the previous one that we should have taken a look at and talked about. If you come back out to here, if we come back to your sound library and we take a look at this, there are actually videos here that we can watch. If we tap on that one,
I'm a friend woman.
and it's actually going to give you a video which will talk all about it. So that kind of does what we're doing here, but you get Lady Gaga to tell you exactly how to do it. So that's a great thing to consider. If you want to play around with these, you can actually use Apple's way of showing you how. So excellent tip there from Jalen, who's obviously done more research on these than I have. I got excited about these and just started playing with them and using them, and it's been a lot of fun to do that. So we'll go back to our back to our track. So this is how we can build sort of things out here with live loops. Now, who is this for? I've been asked by a lot of people, who is this for? Who would want to use these? It's actually a really cool way to learn how music is put together, to learn the song structure, to learn the verse, chorus, pre-chorus, chorus, the drop, like how a song actually comes together. And then what sort of sounds go into each different part. So you can actually just come in here and play around with some of these. If we just turn that off, go back, there we go. We'll reset. By the way, you can just go back to the start by just tapping there. So you can actually learn like each different section. So if we just play the drums, there's your kick drum. You can play around with that. If we go, what sort of bass would you have for like a chorus? It would be something like this. Right? Pretty fun. So, and yeah, by the way, to enable them, you tap them to tap on, and they'll start playing. And if you tap again, it'll stop, but it doesn't stop immediately. That's the cool thing about live loops. It'll let you play it, and then it won't actually stop it straight and immediately. And as Anthony says here, yeah, it's fun to play around with and a great learning tool. 100%. So if you've never used live loops before and you wanted to jump in here and have a look, then it's worth playing around with it. And as Thomas Christ says, it's always good to know what the pros do. Exactly. And if you've never done a song like this or you've never worked with song structures before, just playing it all the way through, but then analyzing it, like record it in and then analyze what each of the individual loops are doing, and you'll be able to work out the background vocals. And you'll be able to look at everything that's going on there. Now, if we jump in here, I don't think there's a lot in the way of effects, no. So you may notice that there's nothing going on here with your effects because they're all just clean audio, because these aren't built in GarageBand. These are basically loops that they've thrown here into GarageBand. So the effects are not being controlled here in GarageBand. However, you can then add additional effects to change things up if you wanted to. So if you got the keyboard here, we've done all of them. So you got the keyboard. We can actually adjust this just like we would any other loop. So if we go to settings here, we can actually change a lot of things here. So we can adjust, we can transpose this. So say we wanted to like bring it up 6 semitones. Let's take a listen. So you can actually adjust it there. And then of course you can add in your own plugins and EQ and effects, just like you would anything else. So if we wanted to play around with it, in fact, if we use the tips that we've shown in previous videos on this new pack, we could actually come in here and use some of these new watch the sound things. And let's turn this one. Let's use one of these epic reverbs. Let's use the reverb for days on this one. Then we can actually change this up and play it like this. There you go. So you can add in, you can mix and match and play around with these to your heart's content. It's a lot of fun. I was playing with my daughter as well. If you've got kids, this is a great thing to get them introduced into music production. It might not be for everyone, but yeah, when I show live loops to my kids and they start playing around with them, it's amazing the sort of things that they can do. By the way, you would have seen there, if you want to get access to everything, you can pinch and zoom, just like you can anywhere else. You can pinch in like that, and you can zoom back out there. And again, you can mix and match things, and you can even like tap the same one and get a little bit of that sort of action going on. So it's a bit fun. Mark says, question, can we add our own sounds, loops, tracks, sample to live loops? Yes, you can. Great question. And what we'll do, we'll jump out of this one. And as Thomas Christ says, you can build your own live loops. So if you tap down the bottom here, you can actually add in, and you can add loops or instruments to the grid here. So if we wanted to add in a new loop, we put add and we hit loops, and then we can go to Apple Loops. And so we wanted this one in here. Yep. We can actually pop this in here. So you can add in your own grids, and you can just build out your own grids here, and you can name each one whatever you want and then access them directly from here. So we'll go back. If we tap that one. Oh, we're in edit mode. Sorry. When you're in edit mode, which you can't actually see. Sorry, I'll move that here. Down the bottom here, that's to go into edit mode. See how it goes dark blue? And if you go that one, it comes out of edit mode. Now we can actually play these sounds here, which is not playing for some reason. Oh, that's why, because I had it soloed. All right, let's unsolo that. So we can play these. So yeah, you can totally use your own custom sounds directly into this. And then if you go back to track view again, it's going to actually record these in. So anytime, so consider your track view, this isn't your recording layout. This is like an MPC. So this is like something where you can punch in and it will play and record those in real time. And then as you record them, you can jump back to the track view and you'll see exactly what you've recorded in there. So if we mute out all the rest of these and we just record in these new ones that we've added in here, and we we'll hit the record button and we just tap these. Then we get something like that. So we'll come back over to here, and there they are. So we've got the two things that we've recorded in there, and then you can just treat them just like you would any other standard audio item. You can move them, you can change them, you can adjust all of their effects and tracks. So again, live loops is not going to be for everyone, but it's as Thomas says here, it's a different way of working. And for some folks, they're going to dig it, and for others, maybe not so much. So I hope you found this one useful and enjoyable to play around with. Do jump in there and check it out. Do keep in mind that you can't use this for your own project, so don't go jumping in and thinking you can suddenly grab some Gaga. I don't want to hear a whole bunch of songs with Lady Gaga's vocals and you're like, yay, I finally got access. No, ain't going to work that way. But if you're just playing around and you want to learn how to use live loops, this is a great way to do it with a song and an artist, that one there, that you may actually recognize. Thanks for watching this one. If you want to learn more about this brand new pack, check out the complete video that I did. We also featured it in GarageBand Weekly, episode 85, so there's a heap of information there. And we have another video looking at the Dua Lipa pack, which we'll be doing real soon. So thank you for being here, folks. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one.